Khajuraho, a glorious history of Indian architecture. The temples built 1,000 years ago and still stand dazzling with all the ancient glory. Khajuraho is located in the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh in Chhatarpur district. The Khajuraho group of monuments are a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for their beautiful architecture and intricate rock carvings. In the 9th century, the Chandela rulers began constructing these temples. They enclosed the entire area with wall having 8 gates. Each gate was flanked by date trees on both the sides. The name Khajuraho was derived from the date called as Khajur in local language. Khajuraho temples exhibit variety of innumerable beautiful sculptures including erotic sculptures. They give an experience which makes us to think beyond religion and erotism. In the beginning of 13th century, when Chandela Empire began to wane, these structures gradually lost attention. Eventually, they got covered by vegetation and forest. Due to their remote location far from Chandela capital Kalinjar, some temples could survive from the attacks of invaders. They were lost and out of any attention for a long time. At the end of 13th century, Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan traveler, visited India and mentioned visiting Khajuraho. In 1830s, British surveyor T.S. Burt reached this location with the help of some locals, and thus Khajuraho was rediscovered for global audience. Today, only 20 temples out of 85 temples can be seen. Around 9th century, central India was ruled by the Gujar Pratiharas, eastern India by Palas, and southern India by Rashtrakutas. The region of the confluence of these three dynasties is known as Kannauj Triangle. Gradually, Gujar Pratihara dynasty became the most powerful in the Kannauj Triangle. 9th century saw the rise of the legendary Chandela dynasty or lunar dynasty. The Chandelas were originally feudatories of Gujar Pratiharas. The founder of dynasty Nannuka was the ruler of small kingdom around Khajuraho. Nannuka's son Vakpati and Vakpati's sons Vija and Jeja defeated several enemies and consolidated the Chandela power. The region ruled by Chandelas was known as Jeja Bhukti. Vija's son Rahila and Rahila's son Harsha played important role in restoring rule of Pratihara after the Rashtrakuta invasion. Harsha's son Yashovarman became practically independent ruler. King Yashovarman fought with the Palas, Gaudas, Kalachuris, Koslas, Malwas and expanded Jeja Bhukti. This region is known as Bundelkhand. Yashovarman's reign marked the beginning of the Chandela era of art and architecture. As a mark of his success, Yashovarman commissioned the famous Lakshmana temple in the group of Khajuraho temples. Lakshmana temple is a Pancha Ayatana temple. In Pancha Ayatana temple, the main shrine is surrounded by 4 subsidiary shrines. Its shikhara is clustered with minor urushrangas or small subsidiary shikharas. The carvings of battalions and warriors can be seen on the outer walls. As the Chandelas were busy in wars, they were less attentive towards their personal life. It is said that in order to educate people about their personal life, the sculptures of couples and erotism were carved on the outer walls of this temple. Yashovarman's successor Dhanga formally established Chandela sovereignty. Like his predecessor, Dhanga also commissioned a magnificent temple at Khajuraho, identified as Vishwanath Temple. The Vishwanath Temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva. The inscriptions suggest that Chicha was the architect of this temple. The Toran or the gateway of this temple is carved out of a single stone and looks absolutely incredible. Due to its divine appearance, it is believed that it was carved by Vishwakarma, the architect of deities. The base of the temple has niches with the sculptures of Saptamatrukas, the 7 goddesses. These 7 divine mothers represent the Shaktis of deities like Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. On the exterior walls, Shiva's consort Adishakti Parvati and dancing Ganesha can be seen. The exterior walls also have the sculptures of beautiful ladies, Surasundaris and Apsaras. The Sundaris are shown performing day-to-day activities like applying sindoor, applying kohl to their eyes, plucking thorn from feet, and many other interesting actions like writing a letter. Their hairstyles, patterned garments, ornaments, and expressive faces are noticeable in these sculptures. These sculptures also suggest the way of attire, life at those times. The Parikrama passage features the most striking carvings of females in Khajuraho. The proportions of body, the garments, hairstyles exhibit the contemporary ideal of female. The northern and southern walls of temple feature erotic reliefs. Dhanga's successor Ganda retained the territory that he inherited. His son Vidyadhar defeated Muhammad Ghauri of Ghazni, who tried to invade his territory. Second time, Muhammad Ghauri invaded the Kalinjar fort. Vidyadhar settled the invasion by exchanging gifts. He celebrated his success by building the Kandariya Mahadev temple. The Kandariya Mahadev temple is the largest and the grandest among the Khajuraho group of temples with around 900 sculptures. The temple is founded on a massive plinth of 4 meters and the structure above is dexterously planned and pleasingly detailed. The superstructure is built in steep mountain shape. The shikhara has 84 miniature spires terminating together. The temple has tactile quality of stone and symmetric designs. The sharp lines lead to the formation of strong angular forms and dark light patterns. These are the unique features of this temple. Precise application of mathematics gives this temple perfect proportion. So, this temple is regarded as one of the best examples of Indian architecture. The sculptures include Agni, the god of life, Lord Ganesh, and finely carved Mithuna postures. These three temples are included in the western group of temples in Khajuraho. The other temples in this group are Chitragupta Temple, Jagdamba Temple, Parvati Temple, and Matangeshwara Temple. The eastern group of temples include Adinath Temple and Parshvanath Temple. The southern group has Bijamandala Temple, Chaturbhuja Temple, and Duladev Temple. Khajuraho temples are clustered near water. This is a typical feature of Hindu temples. The current water bodies include Premasagar, Nanore Lake, Shivasagar, and the river Khudar. All Khajuraho temples are planned on the symbolic principle of Vastupurush Mandala. This design is based on the use of squares and circle. The general plan of every temple has 5 stages, namely Ardhamandapa, Mandapa, Mahamandapa, Antarshala, and Garbhagriha, where the god resides. The mandapas depict the stages of human life which we need to cross to get purified and meet the divinity. Each temple has shikhara that rises symmetrically above the central core. The shikhara is formed by concentric layering of squares turned in different angles. As it moves towards the sky, it looks like spires. Variation in spires comes from the variation in angles of squares. The shikharas also display a fractal geometry. The Khajuraho temples are made from sandstone with granite foundation. The stones were put together with mortise and tenon joints and are held together by gravity. These joints require a high precision sculpting. These structures stand strong even today, surviving all the natural calamities. The sculptures in Khajuraho have been placed in such a way that they express stories and ideas just as any prose. Each sculpture is distinctive in its own way. Highly ornate carvings are focused on the four necessary pursuits of life: kama, artha, dharma, and moksha. These sculptures also represent the concept of perpetual fight between Purush and Prakriti. Khajuraho truly depicts the rich Indian architecture and immense talent. Khajuraho reminds us the incredible Indian legacy. The sculptures show women in the form of dancer, musician, and also as a warrior and goddess. The existence of feminism and equality can be clearly seen through these carvings. Khajuraho temples signify that an ordinary man who has pride, greed, jealousy, sexual desire has to overcome all these evils to reach to the divinity. Monuments like Khajuraho have survived to give us a glimpse of our own glorious history in a hope that we'll look back, take inspiration, and bring about a change in ourselves.